Good evening. I'm First Alert meteorologist Alyssa Heilman, starting with some of the big headlines that we've been seeing in weather. We're off to the east coast of the United States because of Tropical Storm Chantal, which made landfall earlier today overnight in those overnight hours. And we're seeing it again continuing to move, as you can see on the radar. Still some of those spiral rain bands around the center of what was the tropical storm, again north of Raleigh right now and south of Roanoke as it moves further and further inland, and then going across the United States to the south. Of course, Texas, we just saw that story about it, and they've seen a lot of rainfall there. Of course, devastating rainfall. 20 inches have fallen in some areas, and this is our estimated rainfall map. You can see some of those very, very deep purples and pinks. That's all that rainfall that has been in that area. Some areas still under flood advisories in this hour because of the rainfall that they've been seeing over the past few days. So we'll, of course, continue to update you with that story as we continue to learn more. Looking at our live radar right now, we seem to have something popping up on the screen, but it's good news is focus is on the southern portions of Michiana, where there is still some rainfall, some of those pop-up storms, lightning and thunder again in some of our southern portions of Michiana. We're seeing that in Kosciuszko as well as in Fulton and Pulaski County. So just keep that noted in those southern portions, still seeing some of those rain storms as we are getting into those evening hours, those late evening hours, overnight into the morning hours as well. Future track showing at midnight a few of those storms still popping up in some of our areas, but most of it expected to fizzle out as we really don't have the ingredients we normally would in those daytime hours. So overnight, not seeing those storms continuing into the morning hours. Notice we could see maybe a stray sprinkle in some isolated areas. So just note that for your morning hours, an isolated sprinkle, nothing to majorly impact your day or change plans, but that could be around, as well as lots of cloud cover that's left over from what we were seeing overnight and earlier this evening as well. So continuing to see the cloud cover until those afternoon hours of tomorrow, where then we will see mostly sunshine as we get into the evening hours of your Monday. Temperatures barely reaching into the 80s for most of Michiana tomorrow. A lot of 70s throughout the afternoon and the evening. Into Tuesday, however, we will see some more of those upper 80s or mid 80s, I should say, in the forecast. Combination of sun and clouds expected for your Tuesday. Forecast for Monday, I want to note all those 70s. I know many people not enjoying the 90s and the high humidity. Will fortunately a short relief, but one nonetheless for the day tomorrow. 70s all in that forecast, possibly few areas peaking into the lower 80s, 80, 81, maybe 82. Combination of sun and clouds as you get into those afternoon and into some of those evening hours. Our muggy trend, fortunately, we're seeing a drop in that humidity as we go into the next few days, Monday and Tuesday, expecting to see a dip in that humidity before it moves slightly back up on Wednesday. However, as we get through most of this work week, we're really expecting to see just like those subtropical humidity points, those dew points, which is good news, and a lot of those upcoming highs just in the 80s, not 90s in that 5-day forecast. And touch.